Was Juan Perón a fascist or authoritarian leader? To answer the question of whether Juan Perón was a fascist or an authoritarian leader, we first need to understand what these terms mean. Fascism is a political ideology that emphasizes extreme nationalism and often suppresses opposition. Authoritarianism, on the other hand, refers to a system where power is held by a single leader or a small group, limiting political freedoms for citizens. Juan Perón was a significant figure in the political scene of the 20th century in Latin America. His movement, known as Peronism, focused on social justice, economic independence, and political sovereignty. These ideas are often referred to as the three flags of Peronism. Perón's leadership style was populist, aiming to representing the working class and labor unions. He effectively used mass media and public rallies to connect with ordinary people. During his time in power, Perón's government took control of radio stations and newspapers, which limited press freedom. He also jailed some opposition figures. However, it is important to note that most scholars do not classify Peronism as fascist. Perón was democratically elected multiple times, and political parties and parliament continued to operate during his rule. His ideology, called Justicialismo, sought a third way between capitalism and communism, focusing on negotiation and compromise through state intervention. From a cultural perspective in Latin America, Perón is often seen as a charismatic leader who fought for the rights of workers and the poor. His policies resonated with many in Argentina, especially given the historical context of social inequality and foreign influence. Critics have labeled his methods as authoritarian due to restrictions on free speech and political opposition. However, most do not categorize him as a fascist. Instead, he is remembered as a populist leader who used popular support and state power to advance his agenda. Peronism's legacy in Latin America is complex. It has inspired various political movements that blend social justice with state intervention. However, it has also faced criticism for limiting democratic freedoms. The adaptability of Peronism has allowed it to remain influential in Argentine politics for decades. In summary, Juan Perón was an authoritarian leader in that he concentrated power and limited certain freedoms, particularly for the press and political opponents. However, he was not a fascist, as his rule maintained democratic structures, allowed for some political competition, and did not seek to impose a single-party state or extreme nationalist ideology. From a cultural standpoint, Perón is often celebrated for his dedication to social justice and for giving a voice to the working class, even as discussions about his methods continue.